Hi folks, Jay from Broken Arrow. We just headed down to Brisbane today to pick up a bow that's been delivered down there. And rather than wait for the courier, thought we'd come down and pick it up and spend some time and get it set up today for one of our customers' friends, Kylie. She's waited a couple of months for it to turn up and it's finally here. So we're going to set it up. She's coming for a shoot tonight for our comp night, so we're going to get her old bow, which is at the shop, and switch everything over and get it fully set up for her as a bit of a surprise. So just follow this video and we'll show you how we set it all up for her and everything, and she's shooting it tonight for you. Catch you later. Alright, we've got the bow. We're back at the shop now, so we've just ripped the bow out of the box, so we've got to unpack it. The first thing we want to do is get her old bow, which I've just got over here. Is the PSC Stinger. Green, okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is take everything off this bow and put it on the new bow. But the first thing we want to do is check her draw length on this bow and draw weight, of course. So I'm just going to weigh the bow up. Got the little scales here. So she's 36 pound. So what we'll do is we can set this up as close to identical in poundage for her, and the draw length over the other side, 27. So she's on 27 inch. So we'll set this one up the same. Oh wow, 2 hats. That's a bonus. Scored. Alright, so this bow is a 50 pound bow. It'll probably only wind down to about 40 pound. We might be able to sneak it down to 38 or something like that, so it'll be pretty close to her current draw weight, and she's probably could do with an extra couple of pound anyway. Alright, get this all unwrapped. Alright, so we've got the bow all unwrapped. The first thing we're going to do is she wants to change the lead off on the bow to 75%. So we're just going to do that quickly. That's pretty straightforward on one of these bows. Just take this screw out. We'll take it right out. Pop this off because they get stuck on there when they're from the factory, and we'll just slide that along. It's a bit of a tight fit. So this has let off from 70% to 90% in 5% increments, so we're on the second one from the end there, so 75%. We'll do that, lock it down tight, and we'll do the same on the other end. Alright, so we're just going to set up the draw length. So she's 27, which on one of these bows is number 9, the numbering system on here, so number 9 is 27 inches. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put her PSC on the draw board and measure it like with a tape measure, because different brands refer to different measurements. 27 on one bow is not necessarily 27 on a different bow, so we'll just double check that. Plus we have adjusted the lead off, so we'll just want to make sure it is as close to the other one as we can possibly have it. So we want this on number 9, right there. Okay, that's one there. So as you rotate it around there into each of the increments, the bolts line up with a different hole. So you put it onto the spot and then find the hole that matches up, and then bolt it all back in. So these one, even though the numbers are 1/2 inch increments on these bows, you can actually put it between the numbers, so you can have 1/4 inch holes all line up when you can set them at 1/4 inch increments, which is really good for fine tuning your draw length. You can get it within 1/4 of an inch. Right, that's locked down. Okay, so I'll put her PSC in the draw board here, drawn it out till the draw stop comes to the string, so it's full draw. So what I'm going to do is measure the distance from the rear of the grip. Just a little awkward on this, but we'll get that pretty close there. Now I'm going to measure to the inside of the D loop. So when I put the next D loop on, I want it to match up. So that is 675. So if we can do the same with the other bow, once the D loop's on it. Alright, so what we're going to do here is I've put in the draw board, loaded it up with an arrow. And because the two bows are different axle to axle sizes, I'm setting the peep height up to identical to this one, so the height from the arrow to the peep. So when I put the peep in the other bow, I'll set it up the same and get the exact same peep height. So I'm going to measure that. Yep. On the rest. Alright, so we're looking at about 87.5. Top of the arrow to the centre of the peep. We've started bolting some things on the bow. I put the arrow rest, so I've set the arrow rest up, I've done the centre shot, knock height, put a D loop on, mounted the sight bracket, mounting bracket. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in the press again and measure the draw length to see it matches up with her PSC on the draw board, and then we can measure up the peep height and put the peep in for her. Alright, so I've put the bow on the draw board, measured it up, and it measured up about 7.5, 8 millimeters short in the draw. So I've just had to, short in the draw, just had to make the draw a little bit longer. So what I've done is move the holes in the modules, and instead of being on number 9 that I put it on earlier, I moved it around to about 8.5. Found another hole, lined that up, so that gives you a 1/4 inch adjustment. So I've gone 1/4 inch adjustment longer, and I've measured the draw up, and it's spot on, 675 mil, so it matches her PSC. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put an arrow in this at full draw and measure up and mark where the peep needs to be, so I can match up her peep height. So what I've done is just moved the peep string that's in the string from factory. I've slid that up so the peep height matches her peep height on her other bow, and when I can put this down on put in the press and put her peep in at that height, and we're good to go. How'd it go, Kylie?
I know you turned it up.
Nice guy, 6 o'clock 10. I'm going to bolt after this and go quality. It's not working anymore.
I think I'll just turn the big one is.
Maybe top of the 10?
But if
1 o'clock?
pull and then pull off it, because I just didn't.
That one shanked out the left on you.
I shake